I don't know if y'all can hear it, but it is raining like crazy outside. But here in the guys in the garage, temporary garage slash trailer, it's nice and dry. You can see what we've got in here. Right here is the Mad Dog Project CB125 frame, RD350 front forks and front tire. Actually, there are five. It's drum. RD rear wheel, and I got a set of CB750 shocks that are going to go on it. Up here on the stand is the Cafe Project. It's closer to done than not fabrication wise. Um, a lot of finishing up needs to be done. Uh, please excuse my hurried Bondo. It started to dry, but it's not that thick. It'll sand. I just didn't want to waste it in case I had to put more on. Extended swing arm. Here we've got the case. I've got a set of V-Force reeds that are going to go in there. Uh, I've got the Banshee intakes and the boost bottle, and that carb was polished. It needs a touch up with the Y boot and the K&N. The frame still needs ground out, detabbed, and gusseted. Up here, you see roughly where the tachometer is going to go. It's going to mount inside that old silver plated cup. We've got our hand controls. That headlight's for mock-up purposes only. Kind of like it, but the one I chose is a little different. For the front end, this is not the stock RD front end. This is off an FJ600. Fortunately, the neck bearings and everything are exactly the same. It went together incredibly easily. And it has this really nicely integrated fork brace. And the master cylinder from the RD lines up perfectly. Rims are polished, trudes. I wish I could have gone with stainless spokes, but a little too broke for that. DG exhaust, I know there's better out there, but the fact of the matter is I bought them in the 90s, and that's what I could get. Rear sets are basically roughly mocked up at this point. I need to make brackets. They're going to mount those to the frame, and I'll probably mount the exhaust off of those. So that's kind of a simple up-to-date on that. There's the rear rim all polished. Didn't buy new. Those I've had for probably 20 years. I bought them at a motorcycle scrapyard and decided to take the time to hand polish. In the trailer shop, workbench, tools, toolbox. Over here, fab table, consumables and such down there. Welder, torches, tools over there. Back a little farther, 84 Ironhead I picked up for a song. Posted pictures of it. If I can figure out how, I'll tie one in when I picked it up. But it was all this black and copper, which I'm not a fan of. So I went to sand it off, and underneath was factory Harley Candy Apple Red, which is absolutely the prettiest color Harley ever made. If you look through here, you can see where just a little bit into the silver underneath. The top I kept black. I was really, really hoping that the back would be candy apple red too, but it was white underneath, so gonna have to figure out what I'm gonna do with that. But I mean, just plain and simple, 84 Ironhead, 16,000 miles on it. Somebody started a resto and did it, and kind of did it poorly on some aspects. No, not poorly. It's just they didn't use, fuel resistant paint or anything on the cases, so a little bit of fuel ate that off. So they'll probably get sanded down and polished. Um, Air cleaner, and there's the tank on this side. You can see I had to go a little farther down through to get all the black off, but it's got a nice polished patina look to it. Got a set of decals on the way that should fill that in. And at the moment, I'm in the process of relocating the gauges from up high to somewhere down in this vicinity. I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to do it yet, but I'll get it figured out. And then the last thing in the shop trailer, but not the last thing I'm working on, is my new Vespa. 2023. It's a 150. You guys can judge me if you want, but I'm going to tell you right now, this little thing is absolutely a hoot. It's light, it's agile, it's nimble, it's fun. You don't take it serious. It swerves, zigzags. I can't quite get it to do a wheelie yet, but it's only got 80 miles, so I'm not going too hard on it. But most likely it's going to get an upgraded variator and probably an exhaust. The exhaust may not do a lot for it, but I'm going to tell you what, I don't like not being able to hear it. My redneck electrical panel for the moment, polisher. Under here, CNC router that's been beefed up to where it will do aluminum. And we're back to where we started, my office, so to speak. The storage along the top, RC cars, bulldozer I've had since forever ago, consumables. You know, that's about it. So you can see this is 8 by 24 inside, 2511 if you count the V nose. And I got 4 bikes I'm working on, welding area, English wheel, all that stuff's tucked underneath the table. Plenty of room for tools, plenty of room for workbenches. So you guys can work on just about anything, anywhere, if that's what you want to do. So don't make any excuses you don't have room. Find something you like. For me, it's motorcycles. For a while, it was RC trucks and leather working and, all kinds of different things. But if you've got the desire, the information's out there. So don't really have much of an excuse not to get on it. Thanks for watching.